Hi, it's me, Heather, and it is Friday night. I tried to do this class earlier in the day on Fridays, but today was kind of a crazy day. So it's Friday night, and as far as our continuing education classes go, this is class number 4, and we'll be talking about emotional health tonight, which is appropriate because it's December 1st and the holidays are coming up. So what I want to do with you is pull up my PowerPoint so that you guys can see that and not my big old mug on the screen. So today we are talking about class number 4 of our continuing education series. And hopefully, if you haven't caught the first 3 classes, you can go back on the Crazy Oiler page and you should be able to look in the video section on the left-hand side. And you can see class 1 was an introduction to just basically the essential science of things and where we get the oils from, the different parts of the plants, the flowers, the roots, the berries, the seeds, that type of thing. The second class, we talked about the supplements. Let's see. Let's go here. Yeah, we talked about the daily vitality. So the daily vitality is the LLV, so the lifelong vitality pack. We talked about the vitamins, about the omega-3s, about the antioxidant blends, and a lot of the other supplements that doTERRA offers. So that's a great class to go back and check out. The third class, we talked about weight control. So we mentioned some of the things that doTERRA has that can help with your weight control, like the Slim and Sassy and the Trim Shakes. And we talked about detoxing and doing the 30-day cleanse. And today we're going to talk about the emotional health and mood management. That's class number 4. So when we get started, I just wanted to kind of point out to you the effects of emotional distress. And I want you just to take a second and think about the things that you do when you are in distress. And you notice I said distress and not eustress. There are 2 types of stresses. Eustress is a good stress. Distress is a bad stress. So a lot of people, when they are in distress, they will not eat, or they will eat a lot, or you'll get stomach pains. People will get really irritable, depressed. They might jump, down somebody's throat. They may cry. They may yell. You might have physical symptoms, like you might break out in a rash. There's all kinds of different effects of emotional distress. The brain itself is so complex. We don't use the majority of our brain. We use such a tiny part of our brain. And the brain is so complex, and there's so many nerves and neurons in that brain. There are thousands and thousands of them in there to communicate with the brain itself back and forth and to communicate with the rest of the body. So the brain chemistry is very, very complex. And that comes into play when we talk about mood management. So why do the oils help with your brain chemistry and your mood management? How do they do that? Well, the oils are small and they're lipids, so they're fat molecules. They're small lipid molecules. And that's great because they can be absorbed into the skin. They can actually go into the cells. So on a cellular level, those oils can enter the cell and change the whole way the cell works. They support the body physically. They can support the body mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So the oils can help on all levels, all aspects of our cells. And by applying 1 drop of essential oil to our body, we can get a systemic benefit within minutes. So hopefully you have experienced that yourself. If you haven't, let me put some oils on you, or find someone who puts some oils on you. Because a lot of times when I teach a class, people will say, how do I know if this works? How am I going to know I picked the right oil? 5 to 15 minutes. You're going to know if that oil that you use, that you put on you, that you smelled, aromatically, that you took internally, you're going to know within 5 to 15 minutes if that did something for you. It's going to give it's going to work the whole system. So it's going to just help the whole body. And if you don't notice that benefit, then you can try a different oil, because everybody's body is different. Our body chemistry is different. Every person is different. So we're going to react differently to the oil. So there are some go-tos for certain things, but if it's not good for you, try another one. And also just being very, very aware of how your body is and doing the necessary things that we talked about when you're building your foundation, eating right, exercising, getting enough sleep, detoxing the body. That will all help you to see the benefits from the oils. They'll be more noticeable to you. So just a thought. So the power of aroma. Did you know, we'll go back here, that your sense of smell is out of your 5 senses in your body, it is the most powerful sense that you have. Your sense of smell is 10,000 times stronger than any other sense in your body. So the power of aroma is huge. The smelling things can make such a huge difference for your emotions. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but right behind your olfactory system, so when you sniff in a smell, right behind your olfactory system is going to be your limbic system, and that's the part of your brain that controls your mood, your emotions, your hormones, all those kind of things. So the power of aroma is huge. It's actually the best way to affect your emotions. Why diffuse? So I just said the sense of smell is 10,000 times more sensitive than any other sense. And smell can change your moods, your memories, and it can help to ease tension. Hopefully you've experienced this yourself, even if it was before you were using essential oils. Certain smells, I know I smell certain smells, and it's like, oh, I remember that from when I was younger, and I can't quite pinpoint it, but it's just immediately I know that smell brings up a memory in my brain that I can't quite get to, but it's such a huge link to our memories. Sometimes, you might smell something. It's like, oh my gosh, that smells just like my grandma. They do help to ease tension. Just smelling lavender or smelling a flower, an actual flower, not just the oils here. We're talking flowers, can really help to ease tension. Hopefully you've experienced that before. So you can diffuse your oils in your diffuser, just sniffing the bottle, putting an drop of oil on like a bracelet or a necklace, cotton ball, any way that you're going to smell that oil. It's going to help to change the mood and bring up those memories and ease your tension. So I talked a little bit about the olfactory system. So here's how it works. Here's a picture. You got your nasal cavity. So when you smell a smell, it's going to go into that nasal cavity, and then your olfactory bulb is right behind there. So that olfactory bulb is going to pick up that smell, and the nerves associated with that are going to travel up to the brain. They're going to tell your brain, oh, that is an orange. And your brain's going to say, oh, that reminds me of, Florida, or it's, going to bring up some memories. And orange is also a real good oil for stress. So you might immediately feel kind of a relief in your stress level. But that's going to communicate to the brain. And then right there, then behind the olfactory bulb, you can see in that picture is your amygdala. And that amygdala is going to send some signals to your limbic system of the brain. So that amygdala is going to be big in the emotions. When we sense those smells, it's going to communicate some information back there to that limbic system of the brain, which controls your moods and your emotions and that type of thing. So there's another version of your limbic system. So the limbic system is going to control your emotions, your memories, your hormones, I had mentioned, the autonomic influence. So these things are going to be automatically what goes on in your body without thinking. That's the stuff the limbic system is going to control. So it's really huge if you can use the oils and the sense of smell, that power of aroma to affect those things. You're going to really notice a big difference in your body. Our moods are complex, and they are interplay of emotional and physical components. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So if you think about the moods in a mood continuum, you can look at the emotional. So we'll look at both the emotional effects that our moods have on us and the physical. So if you look at emotions, you can be on two ends of the spectrum. You can have a lack of peace. So that means there's just no rest. You're going, and all you want is some peace. I like to think of this as, sometimes I like to think of me in this case because I have 4 kids and I'm self-employed and I'm married, and just there's stuff going on all the time, and sometimes I really do feel like I just have a lack of peace. It's like I just want to have 2 minutes, to myself, to take some good deep breaths and relax for a moment. So you can be on that side emotionally. You can just have a total lack of peace. And then on the flip side, you can be passionless. So stuff can be going on around you and you just don't care. You just don't care about it. So maybe you No, and sometimes that stress that you experience can cause you the lack of peace, but sometimes if the stress stays around for a long, long, long time, it can also just make you passionless, and it's just, you kind of just shut down from it. So there's two ends of that spectrum. And then on the physical component, when you're talking about the mood continuums, you can be stressed, your body can be very stressed, and it can be also very tired and fatigued. So you can be high and wired and just go, 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 and, you know, boiling like the cartoon character where the steam comes out of the ears, or you can be just flat on your face, done, fatigued, you're over it. So there's two ends of that spectrum as well. So what we're going to do with these two arrows is put them together in a little, make a little box out of them. So we took the emotional arrow from no peace on one end to no passion on the other, and we took the physical arrow of our mood continuum and we put fatigued on the top and stressed on the bottom. This is going to make sense here in a second when I explain this a little bit more to you. So we've got quadrants, 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you go clockwise, starting from the top left-hand corner. So if you are fatigued, so physically you're tired and you have no peace, emotionally you just have no peace, you're just stressed to the max, you're worrying about everything, and you're tired, then you're going to need to find an oil that is calming, composing, and I'm going to pronounce this word wrong, I know, placating, okay? And if you fall into the second quadrant, you emotionally just don't care, and you're really tired. You emotionally don't care, and physically you're just exhausted. And you're going to need an oil that's invigorating, stimulating, and motivating. And then the third quadrant there, if you don't care, but physically your body is stressed out, so you emotionally you just don't care, but you feel that physical tension in your body, then you're going to need to be inspired, you're going to need encouragement, and you're going to need cheered up. And in the fourth quadrant, if you emotionally are just stressed to the max, worried, and your body is stressed, and you feel the tension, you're going to need grounded, you're going to need reassured that everything's okay, and you're going to need consoled. So these are the things that you need depending on what quadrant you're in. So I want you to take just a minute and look at this quadrant and figure out where you might fall into at this point. And, you know, it's going to change day by day or month by month or year by year, just depending on what stage you are in your life, what's going on. But we'll see where you are right now. We're going to see then, we're going to pull up some oils and see if you have these oils, if those oils speak to you a little bit more than maybe some of the other oils that are in different categories. So Serenity is one of my favorite oils. It is something that you would use if emotionally you're just stressed and worried and there's a ton going on, and physically you're tired. Okay, so this oil is really good. It's the restful blend, so it's really going to help you get some rest. It's very calming. If you've never tried this oil, it may be my favorite oil. If not, it's in my top 3. It's got lavender, it's got chamomile, and it's got the vanilla smell. It is such a calming, nice, relaxing oil. I use this oil to help me with stress. I use this oil to help me sleep. I just love, love, love Serenity. Okay? Like I said, it's calming. It promotes sleep. It's going to help lessen the tension that you feel. And then the second quadrant, if you are feeling emotionally you don't care and physically you are just pooped and tired, you're going to need the invigorating, the stimulating, the motivating, and Citrus Bliss is going to be doTERRA's blend to help you do that. Citrus Bliss is going to have all of the citrus oils in there, plus vanilla. I think there's a link to me and vanilla too, so that's another one of my favorites. But I do love the smell of vanilla. It smells like a dreamsicle to me. So honestly, 3 out of the 4 oils on here are my some of my favorite oils. So Serenity Citrus Bliss is really good if you're just tired and you don't care. You need invigorated. Citrus Bliss has got an amazing aroma. Like I said, it smells like a dreamsicle. Boosting. It's also calming. That's kind of an oxymoron sometimes when I'm explaining it, because citrus oils can calm you, so they can chill you out, but they can also energize you. So there's a difference between being energized and stressed and energized and calm. So you want to have that energy, but you just want to be cool and calm sailing through the day. And the Citrus Bliss also is going to be very clearing oil because of all the citrus oils in there, and very elevating. So now we're going to move to the third quadrant, and that one you're going to find elevation. And out of the 4 oils that we'll talk about in this slide, that's my least favorite. I don't know why. Maybe I just don't fall into my body is physically freaking out and stressed, and I don't care. I think maybe if I'm doing that, I always care. I don't know. But this oil, Elevation, is going to be a joyful blend. So that's the generic name for it. It's going to be very inspiring, encouraging, and cheering. Elevation is uplifting, mood elevating, it energizes, promotes a positive mood. So that's going to be good for a quadrant 3. And then to finish out this quadrant here, finish out the square, the 4th quadrant is going to be balance. Another one of my faves, my personal faves. Now, if you take Serenity and Balance, they both fall on that no peace side. So emotionally, when you just are at your wit's end, you put those 2 together, and in the oil world, we call them liquid Xanax. So that makes sense. I use that combo a lot. I give that combo to people a lot when they are stressed out. But Balance I use almost every day on the back of my neck, and I get started in the morning. And Serenity usually comes at night to help me sleep. But sometimes if I'm having a really stressful day, I will use them both in conjunction with each other. So Balance creates a calm and a well-being for the body. It promotes whole body relaxation, and it helps to lessen stress. The Balance has several wood oils in there, so it's got a woodsy smell. I really like the smell of it. So also doTERRA. So doTERRA has those 4 blends, but then later on, doTERRA came up with this whole emotional aromatherapy kit. So they created 6 other blends to help with our emotions, because our emotions is such a huge thing. And really, when you think about it, your emotions do affect you physically. So we want to keep our emotions in check, and that's going to also help us physically keep things in check. So the 6 emotional blends that doTERRA has is Motivate, Cheer, Passion, Forgive, Console, and Peace. And we'll talk about each of these individually. So these do come in a kit. So there's a doTERRA emotional aromatherapy system that has the 6 oils in them, or you can buy these oils individually. They also have these oils now, not only in the bottles, but they have them in the roller balls. So the touch, there's an emotional touch kit. Each oil that you use, and each oil that they put in this blend, like I said, the oils can affect your mood. So each delicate blend contains the pure therapeutic grade essential oils that can be used aromatically, or you can put them on you topically because you can still smell them that way. And they're going to help to balance and brighten and change your mood. So there are some mood wheels out there. I have a couple that I use in my classes when you're live. This is another one. There's information in the Essential Life book. There's a whole section on emotions, and you can look up the mood that you're feeling, and it will tell you the oil that is associated with that mood that will help with that. And there's 2 different ways to look at it. You can look at the emotional or the negative emotion that you want to get rid of, and they'll tell you the oil that's good for that. Or you can look at the positive emotion that you want to feel, and they'll tell you the oil that you want to use for that. So very, very interesting. But when you look at these 6 oils, and I'm going to resituate myself here because I am doing this class from my bedroom because my house is a mess, and so is my bedroom really, but all of the rest of my family's here, and I'm trying to find a quiet spot to do this class. So when you look at these 6 oils, the Motivate, the Cheer, the Passion, the Forgive, the Console, the Peace, you can group them around this wheel, and you can look at them this way. So when you look at oils, you can group them into categories. So you have citrus oils. Obviously, those oils are going to come from any of the citrus plants. The lemon, the lime, the bergamot, the grapefruit, the tangerine, those type of oils. Those oils in a category, all those citrus oils are going to help with feelings of gloominess, distress, and discouragement. So if you are feeling those emotions, you would want to tend to go towards a citrus oil. Motivate is really good. It's got some citrus oils in there. I think it smells amazing. It smells pretty good. And Cheer also has some of the citrus oils. So they're going to fall towards that category. Now, we're going to go clockwise from the citrus. So then there are oils that you can put in the spice category. And those oils are good if you feel somber, disinterested, and bored. Now, Cheer is kind of in the middle there because it's got some of the spice oils and some of the citrus oils blended together. So that's why that one falls on that end. So that's going to help with that array of emotions right there. We continue on, and then you've got the oils that fall into the herbs and the grasses. And these oils help when you're discontented, when you are bitter, and when you are angry. So passion is going to have some of the spice oils in there and some of the herb and grass oils in there. So that's going to help with that whole area there to the right kind of side and bottom. I can't see that bottom with my screen here. We got motivate, cheer, passion, forgive is at the bottom. So forgive is going to have some of the herbs and grasses, and it's also going to have some of the tree oils. And the tree oils, and when you put them in a category, all the tree oils are good for grieving, for sadness, and they're good for somebody if you're feeling ashamed. So forgive is going to cover kind of those two, the trees and the herbs and grasses and the emotions associated with that. Then console, we keep going, has some tree oils in it. So that's good, obviously, because console is what you want to do if someone's grieving, they're sad, you want to console them. And also they're going to have some of the floral oils, which are very good for emotions that are including hurt, being worried, and being fearful. So console is going to help with those groups of emotions. And then peace is going to have some of the floral oils in there, plus some of the mint ones. So peace is going to help with being hurt and worried and fearful, but also it's going to help, the minty oils help with anxiousness, insecurity, and apathy. And then motivate's going to have some of the mint oils with the citrus. So that's kind of how they develop this emotional aromatherapy along and around this emotional wheel. So let's look at these oils individually. Motivate is the encouraging blend. It's got peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, yuzu peel, melissa leaf, rosemary, and vanilla. It does really have a fresh, clean, minty smell. I like the smell. I like to sometimes diffuse it in the morning while I'm getting ready. It's going to help promote feelings of confidence, courage, and belief, and counteract negative emotions of doubt, pessimism, and cynicism. So another good tip here is you can use that motivate oil. You can like put it on your chest where you can smell it, or diffuser necklace, or maybe even on your collar. If you're going to give a speech or you're going to talk to your boss, or something where you're up in front of people and you just need a little extra boost, a little extra confidence, you can use motivate for that. That's a great oil to use. Cheer is the blend that's got wild orange, clove, star anise fruit, lemon myrtle leaf, nutmeg, vanilla bean, ginger, cinnamon, and I'm going to mispronounce this, I know it, Zadravets herb. So Cheer is another one of my favorites. I think there again it's got the vanilla. I tend to like things, I guess, with vanilla. But Cheer is going to be very good for promoting feelings of optimism. Obviously, it's called Cheer. It's the uplifting blend. Cheerfulness and happiness. It's going to counteract negative emotions of feeling down, blue, or low. I like to use this one in the wintertime, especially when it gets to be February-ish. I always say February is the shortest, longest month of the year because to me, it's like winter's drug on. It's dreary. There's not a lot of sun. It's cold. It's yucky, and I just need cheer. So I diffuse this a lot in February or in other winter months when it's just kind of bleh. It's a good one for the car, too. doTERRA's Passion is going to be the inspiring blend. It's going to have the fractionated coconut oil. It's going to have cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, clove, sandalwood, jasmine, and vanilla. And also, the Damiana leaf. And it does have a nice, fresh, spicy, warm smell to it. So this oil, like it says, it's the inspiring blend. It's going to ignite feelings of excitement, passion, and joy. So if you just feel like you don't care anymore, you need some passion. So this is an oil you might want to use. And it counteracts negative feelings of boredom and disinterest. So if you're just feeling bleh one day, you might need some passion. Forgive is the renewing blend. So one of the interesting stories I like to share, I went to convention this year in September, and I learned all kinds of stuff, but there was a woman who was the head of the psychology department in a holistic oncology clinic. So she was very into the emotional sides of things, and she took this emotional kit when it came out, and she thought, I'm going to do a study on this. So What she did was she took her staff, because her thought was, if I can affect the mood of my staff and make them in a better mood, a more positive mood, then they're going to interact better with the patients. The patients are going to feel better, and it's going to overall just make a better work environment. So she diffused all of these emotional blends, all 6 of them, for 6 weeks. And she gave her staff surveys before and after. And Forgive, interestingly enough, it shocked me, was by far, it blew all the other blends out of the water when it was counteracting any kind of negative emotions. So Forgive is really a good oil to counteract negative emotions, especially of anger and guilt. If someone's just really got a lot of anger in them, Forgive is going to be a good oil for them. Forgive has spruce leaf, the bergamot, so that's your citrus oil, the juniper berry fruit, myrrh, arbor vitae, nutka, thyme, and citronella. So Forgive is going to be real good if you've got any kind of like burst of anger that you just can't control. You just kind of have a short fuse. And it's also going to help to promote feelings of contentment, relief, and patience. Console is the comforting blend. So that oil has frankincense, patchouli, ylang-ylang, labdanum, amyris, sandalwood, rose, and osmanthus. And it's got a real sweet, musky, floral smell. So Console is going to be good, obviously, because it's a comforting blend to promote feelings of comfort and hope. And it's going to counteract negative emotions of grief, sadness, and hopelessness. So Console is just a real good blend if you just need comforted. You know, comforted because maybe you had a loss in your family, or comforted just because you know, the week didn't go so well, you had a bad week, whatever. Comforting, you know, everybody needs comforted for different things, but that's going to be a great oil blend to use for that. And then Peace, I do like to, this is one of my favorites too, and I don't know, I always joke around and say, I need serenity, peace, and balance. And they actually made oils and they named them that. So that's what I need every day in my life. So Peace is the reassuring blend. It's got the vetiver root in there, so it's a very calming oil. It's going to help with anxiety. The lavender, the ylang-ylang, that's going to be real good for hormones. So that's going to help with peace. Frankincense, clary sage is another good one for hormones. Marjoram, ladamon leaf, and spearmint. So this blend is kind of a sweet, rich, minty blend. It's going to promote feelings of peace, like its namesake, reassurance, and contentment. It's going to counteract anxious and fearful emotions. So Peace is another one of my faves. So I want you to think about your routine. So when you're looking at oils to deal with your emotions, I want you to pick oils that speak to you. So smell your oils. Even if you don't have any of these blends, smell your individual single oils and just pick which one speaks to you, because usually if we listen to our body tells us all kinds of things. It'll tell you what you need. It'll tell you how you're feeling if you listen. It'll tell you where you're holding tension. It'll tell you that you are stressed. It'll tell you that you're tired. It'll tell you if some food that you eat doesn't agree with you. We just have to pay more attention to our body and really get more body awareness. So pick an oil that speaks to you. Pick pleasing aromas, because obviously you don't want to pick an oil that stinks. You're not going to use it that much for your emotional well-being. And you want to journal your feelings. So if you really want to use these oils and try to affect your emotions, I encourage you to get a journal. I like to call it a think pad. I keep one by my bed because sometimes if I wake up in the middle of the night, my brain is always going. I just have to get that thought or those thoughts out on a piece of paper, then I can go back to sleep and I know I'm not going to forget about them. They're on that paper. So keep a journal with you in your purse, by your bed, whatever. Journal your feelings when you're using your oils, and then you can kind of use that as your own study on yourself to see which ones are going to be the best for you to keep on hand all the time. So if you're looking and you want to learn more about emotions and essential oils, this is a good book, Emotions and Essential Oils. I actually have this book. It's a good read. Feelings, Buried Alive, Never Die. Another good book. So there's all kinds of books out there about emotions and well-being. And at the end of all these continuing ed classes, I always like to mention the Loyalty Rewards Program, or the LRP. I talked a little bit about this in the newsletter for December too. So if you're unfamiliar with the Loyalty Rewards Program, or the LRP, this is an optional program that you can start anytime that you are with doTERRA, and you can end at any time you are with doTERRA. Why, you say, would somebody want to get on the Loyalty Rewards Program? Well, when you're on this program, you can earn money back every month after your order. So if you are familiar with shopping at Kohl's, it's kind of like a Kohl's Cash. So when you first start out on the Loyalty Rewards program, whatever you order for the first, second, and third month, you will get 10% back on your order. So that means if you ordered $100 the first month, and the $100 actually equaled 100 PV, which is your personal volume. So most of the time when you're ordering oils, the oils are dollar for dollar. So if you spend $10 on an oil, you're going to get 10 PV. Now, the only time the PV and the dollars don't match up is when you're getting supplements. So if you're using the vitamins, or you're using the skincare line or the hair care line, that type of thing, then usually the PV is a little bit less than the actual dollar amount that you spent. So you want to look at that. So, but let's say I spent $100, okay? Then the next month I'm going to get $30 back to spend on whatever I want to spend. And I can spend it that month, or I can save up my points. You want to spend your points within a year after getting them, or they will go away. So don't lose your points, but you can save up your points. This is a great way to get some of the oils that are more expensive. Most of the oils that doTERRA has are between $10 and $30 really. And you get, remember, 250 drops in a bottle. So you're only using 1 or 2 drops at a time. These bottles are going to last you a long time. But some of them are more expensive, like frankincense. So you might want to save up your points and get frankincense or helichrysum or immortelle, some of these more expensive oils that doTERRA offers, with your free money. And after you're in this Loyalty Rewards program or longer, you earn more. So after 4 to 6 months, you're earning 15%. After 7 to 9 months, you're earning 20%. After 10 to 12 months, you're earning 25%. And when you've been with doTERRA for over a year, pardon me, 13 plus months, you earn 30% back on your order every time you order. So if you're placing a $100 order, and I just say it because it's easy for math, you'll get $30 back the next month. Okay, I think I made that mistake earlier. When you spend $100 at the beginning, you'll get $10 back. But $100 after 13 months, you're going to get $30 back that month. So it's a really good way to get free products. There are some, so you don't have to order a certain amount. You just have to order something every month. But there's some things to consider. So you have to order between at least $1 and $49 to maintain your LRP points, to be in the LRP program. If you spend $50 or more, then you can increase to the next level. So if you're spending less than $50 a month, you're going to stay, like say, at that 10% until you spend more than $50 a month for a couple months in a row. Then you'll be bumped up. Also, then if you spend $100 a month, you're going to be able to be bumped up, but that you can also start to earn fast start and commissions, and that comes into play when you start sharing your oils with people, and I'll talk about that on the next slide. And then if you spend $125 or 125 PV or personal volume points that month, then you're eligible for the free product of the month. Now you want to make sure, if you are on the Loyalty Rewards program, that you pick a date. So you're going to set your date ahead of time. So if you joined in December and you wanted to set up your date for January, you will set your date. Say you pick January the 5th. Then on the 5th of every month, your Loyalty Rewards program order is going to go out, okay? You want to pick a date that's the 15th or earlier in the month if possible, because if you order before the 5th or by the 15th of the month and you spend $125 or you have 125 personal volume points, then every month doTERRA has a free product of the month. So this month, the free product of the month is Holiday Joy, and you get a little ornament with it. So you want to make sure, you know, if you want that product, you spend $125. Now, sometimes you might not care about that free product, then you don't have to spend the $125. But if you want the product, you want to spend the $125, you can earn some free stuff that way. And then occasionally they'll have, for like this month in December, you spend $200, you get the product of the month, and you also get a free frankincense. So occasionally they'll have other promotions that you need to spend a little bit more money for. But that's kind of how that breaks down. Also, when you're on the Loyalty Rewards program, you'll get your shipping back. So shipping, you can either do a slower shipping, which is $3.99, or a little bit faster is $6.99 right now. But you'll get that back if you're on the Loyalty Rewards program. So I usually choose the cheaper option to ship. I get that $4 back. every time I ship. So that $3.99, that $4 comes right back to me. So that's how you can get free products, and you can start getting your oils free every month. So not just free products, but you can start to get your whole order free every month by sharing and by getting some money back or getting compensated from doTERRA for sharing your love of oils. So a lot of people, I've been saying this a lot lately, they start doTERRA because they love the oils. They just want to be a wholesale customer. They start using the oils on themselves, on their family. They start to use them on their friends. People have issues. They start to, like, let's try this oil. Let's see if this works. Here, I've got this. Let's try this. A lot of times people start sharing naturally, and they kind of get into the business side of doTERRA accidentally. A lot of people have gotten into the business side of doTERRA very accidentally, and then realized what they were doing and kind of purposely then decided, I'm going to do this as a business, and I'm going to share these oils, and I'm going to do this the right way. And some people can make a lot of money at this oil sharing. So I just wanted to point out very briefly to you, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. We do have different mentoring classes periodically on our teams. If you want to reach out to me individually, if you have questions on this, I can help you with that. But there are a couple different ways you can earn money from doTERRA. I'm going to talk about 3 of them. There's actually 5. We're just going to mention these 3 today. So there's something called a fast start bonus. So a fast start bonus is if you share your oils with somebody and they decide, look, I want to get some of these oils for myself, they join doTERRA. When you enroll them, you will get 20% of their order every time they order for the first 60 days. If that person decides to enroll somebody, even if it's after the 60 days, but someone you enrolled then enrolls somebody else, then you will get 10% of their orders anytime they order for the first 60 days after they become a member. If that person then in turn shares with somebody else, they get a doTERRA wholesale account, they become a wholesale customer, then you will earn 5% of their orders every time they order for the first 60 days. So that's called a fast start bonus. Now this fast start bonus, you want to make sure in order to get this fast start bonus, you have to have 100 PV, 100 personal volume in your loyalty rewards program all the time. So if you're going to try to do doTERRA and you want to make some money from them, a little or a lot, whatever you decide, you want to always make sure that your template on your LRP is at least 100 PV. So you can have something in there, you can change it at any time, but don't let it drop below 100 PV, because if you do, then you will miss out on these fast start bonuses, and they're looked at weekly. So if you don't have that $100 in there, you very easily can miss some bonuses, because even if you didn't enroll that person, somebody underneath you might have enrolled somebody, you didn't even realize it, you might not have been paying attention, you're going to miss out on the bonus. So if you're going to try to get some money from doTERRA, always keep your loyalty rewards program, your LRP template at $100 or 100 PV. So another way you can get paid with doTERRA is the Power of 3 team bonus. So this is paid monthly, and what doTERRA does is they'll look kind of at what you've shared and how you've shared, and they're going to give you bonuses. So if you have 3 people that you've shared your oils with, and these 3 people really like the oils, and you guys are all 4 spending at least $100, and a couple of you might have to spend a little bit more, and your total equals $600, then doTERRA will give you a $50 check as a bonus. You take what I just explained and you duplicate it. So all the 3 people underneath you, they each find 3 people. They all spend at least 100 PV. Some spend a little bit more. The total between them is 600. And you've duplicated that again, you get a $250 bonus on your check. And then if you do that further, one level down, and those people all find 3 people and they get in love with the oils and they're spending $100 every month, then you'll get a bonus of $1,500 for a month, okay? So that you can get the Power of 3 team bonus, you can get the fast start bonus, and then the other way that you can get paid is this unilevel bonus. So that is paid monthly, and that just is calculated on the overall volume underneath you. And the great thing about doTERRA is they have kind of flipped the way they pay people, which is great. You don't get paid on that unilevel bonus very much on your top line or your second line or your third line. That's one of the reasons why doTERRA has the fast start bonus and they have the Power 3 bonus. Is you can make some money that way, because The unilevel money isn't really going to make a big difference in your paycheck until you've shared with a lot of people, and the people underneath you have shared, until you get a pretty decent looking group underneath you, a pretty decent team. When you go down 7 levels, you're going to end up earning 7% on anybody that's on your 7th level, which might not mean that much to you, but if you think about it and you look at this power of 3 team bonus the way it is, as you share with some people and they share with some people and they share with some people, it's going to form this natural tree looking thing, okay? You're going to have a lot more people at the bottom of that tree because you've had more and more people share. And when you do that, then you're getting 7% of a whole bunch of people at the bottom versus that 7% from the few people at the top. The other thing that this does, so it actually you can earn more money this way, and also doTERRA has set it up so that they encourage you to help people. They want you to help people and share these oils with people and help people. So that's what they do. And as you saw on my screen there, I'm about ready to run low on batteries, but there are different levels that you can reach, silver, gold, diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond. You can see their rankings there, and this was from 2014, so it's a little outdated, but on average, a silver person can earn a little over $2,000 a month, a gold about $44,600 a month, a diamond can earn about $16,000 a month, a blue diamond $36,000, a presidential diamond, we're talking a month here, is $106,800 a month. I can't even say it right. So there is a potential to earn a little bit to pay for your oils, so you don't have to pay for your oils every month, but there's a potential if you want to put the time into it and learn how to do this the right way to really earn a lot of money. So that's all we got for today on the emotions. Next week, we're going to talk about a healthy home and body. So stay tuned for that on Friday. Thanks for joining us, and I really hope you have a good weekend, and reach out to me if you got any questions, all right? We'll see you next time.